Alright, good afternoon, everybody. I am excited to get back into it this week. We are doing a brand new playthrough. We got a whole new way of playing. We've got a bunch of new mods to try out. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, the background on this playthrough, this isn't your typical start. I did about, looks like 25 days of playing ahead of time. Because the background on this quote unquote character, will say, is really just Curtains has always been able to get along with beak things and bone dogs. Occasionally, the bone dogs, she'll have to tame them the hard way, but beak things specifically, she has no problem getting along with. They've never attacked her. She actually found Polly being attacked and brutalized by hivers and was able to rescue him and heal him up, get him back in shape. You might notice that Polly is not a normal beak thing. Polly is what you would call a pickaxe thing. Uh, there are a lot of mods to add new animals and different animal types to the game, and this is one of those. It's one of the new ones. So we've got a pickaxe thing, a hellhound, and a regular uh, boneyard wolf. We have her companion Conroe. He does all the science and cooking and generally anything that requires, doing stuff. He's not he's more into science and robotics and wants to maybe build a mechanoid army someday, but right now he's just focusing on getting their house looking as good as it can, making some delicious food. But so far they've just been kind of living off the land. There's a lot of raw meat here. Don't ask where it came from. But the general plan is that Curtains has been just living out here. She'll take her animals out sometimes to go hunting, or she'll go hunting on her own. She's already pretty well equipped and wearing some of the finest cybernetic limbs. Basically, I said, should I do a Beast Tamer playthrough to Curtains? And if that's just a mispronunciation of her name that my son did, and she was like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "So what are we doing here? Do we do cyber? Are you a cyber warrior? Do you have all prosthetics? What kind of weapon?" She's like, "It's got to be the falling sun. We'll whip the animals into shape. We're not going to only recruit animals that someone else attacked. If we have to attack them to capture them, we will. Um, we're not going to do spiders though. Anything that's a skin spider or something similar, like a blood spider, no spiders. All spiders must die. Dress code violators. They got a few too many legs. I guess technically in Kenshi they don't, but that's not the point. And then we're also going to we're not going to be friends with any of the hivers. She's not a big fan of the hivers, except Beep, but Beep will just be left to his own devices. One of the mods that I've downloaded, almost every mod I've downloaded has to do with animals. The big problem is going to be I usually play with no hunger. I don't really like trying to deal with how obnoxious it can be to feed these guys because they can eat, but if I understand correctly, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they can't eat out of their own backpack. I think the exception is maybe Garu, and that's without mods. With mods, you can do a lot of different things, but I usually just say turn it off. I always have plenty of food for them. It just never ends up in their bellies, and then they die, and it's obnoxious. It's just not worth it. I know I produce enough food to feed them. I headcanon it that way. Problem is, with all these added animals, I'm going to have to actually deal with their hunger. Hence the animal feeder. So that will provide some of the struggle here, keeping all these dogs fed, which is hilarious because Curtains dogs eat all the food all the time. Even when just left unattended, they will eat it. So the headcanon for this start is that she's been living out here, hunting. She's got 3 of her animals here, 4 technically counting Grace, who is a very domestic and small little Garu. But she's been living out here peacefully and paying taxes when all of a sudden the Blood Reavers decide to show up. Now, they really messed up if this is all they brought. This is part of why we live in Gut. So there's a trick, maybe I'll explain it at some point, to make the beak things friendly to you. You can only do this, as far as I know, if you have the recruit prisoners or recruit anyone mod, where the one I use is recruit anyone, and I know this one can do it. You can actually improve your relations with that faction. And there's a guy out here that's in the beak thing / gutters faction, so I stuffed him in a cage, and now we're friends with all of the beak things and pickaxe things all over the planet. I also think that the land bats will be non-hostile to us, but I'm not sure. But this lets us camp out here with no walls, and we pretty much don't get messed with. I mean, I saw them coming over here. Yeah, there's the rest of them. There's the rest of the Reavers. You could just barely see it. Reaver blooded. They wandered past a beak thing nest to get to us and got absolutely destroyed. These are just who's left, and one of them's already pretty injured. So we're gonna get right into it. Our animals are set to defend the base, except for Grace. Grace is just gonna try and not die. The 3 good boys are bodyguarding Grace, but they will also go after anybody who's hostile in general. But we've also got Kurtains here. Conroe's not set up for combat yet. We'll get to working on that. But kind of the idea is he's like the scientist and the researcher, and then she's going to be the one doing the animal hunting and collecting all the animals. So let's get started. Let's go say hi to these guys who think they're going to kidnap us. They might have gotten into more than they can handle. We're going to become a Reaver, they say. So I've also got more combat animations downloaded. Yeah, there they go. I just wanted to make sure my pets were going to get involved. We don't probably need them, but I just wanted to make sure that was working. So we're going to have a lot cooler combat animations. Yeah, so most of this raid was dumpstered before they even got here. If we could get some high quality hack stoppers, I might use that. But these are low quality. It's important we make sure we take the meat from all of these. Make sure that gets put away. Take any loot that's worth anything. Like these are not worth anything. That's not worth anything. Fenris, what are you doing, buddy? You good? Oh, he wants to fetch, but he has a job to stay close to Grace. Poor guy. Yeah, sorry, man. Don't make yourself go hungry doing that, though. So let's go investigate, see how the rest of these guys fared. Probably not very well. She also did confirm that using the eggs as a source of income was a good idea. We're good with that. It's like keeping the population down so there's not too many of them. This is one of the freakier things that's in the game now. This is actually, although it doesn't look like it, a robot. And we can actually talk to it. It just says stay safe. They killed my beak buddy. Aw, you rat. Are any of you alive? Let's see what we can do here. Can't believe that one's dead already. That's a bummer. We're going to need to invest in medical kits. But yeah, while we have been paying taxes, no problem. The tax man just doesn't tend to make it out of Gut safely. So we do, use all parts of the animal, even the human animal. Make sure our pets stay fed. I love all of these different combat animations we're going to get to see. Oh, high grade. What's the coverage? only affects stealth and athletics. We might do those. We might do those. Just because if I remember correctly, too, we can change the color on those, which is sweet. But yeah, he's not getting away from us. We're super fast. She's really good with that falling sun. We're doing just KLR arms, so it might be more damage to use a higher strength arm, but we do have the 70 strength. Oh, it does look like we're a little light on strength. We might switch out our arms for the industrial lifter arms just because you don't want to get hit and immediately not have the strength for your weapon. But the plan is definitely to not have the heavy armor on this one. We're going for a lighter, more ability to escape type setup. So if you notice, these are beak things. They are allies with us, basically. Let's put Conroe on butchering animals if we can. And we'll put that above this. He still won't loot guys for their meat, so that's kind of a bummer, but what are you? Oh no, she just foraged that animal. Hold on now. We don't want her doing that because she's supposed to. I want her to heal these guys up when we can. There's just so much loot on these Reaver goons. Can we ditch the foul meat here too? Yeah, nice. So they should have plenty of food for a while. We actually need to get to selling some stuff soon. If I remember correct, eye socket was a pretty great place to sell stuff. We did notice that this doesn't affect our stealth. What's affecting our stealth? Armor, equipment, and robotics. Oh, the chest piece does affect stealth. But we basically have no downside on our athletics or our combat speed, which is kind of what I wanted to focus on. So we're moving at maximum speed and doing everything we can at maximum speed. Our combat speed isn't as high as it would be if we were to use the... Oh no, we're not allowed to sell grog. Come on, don't be like that. Guess we'll go to Flats Lagoon. We're not allowed to... Goodness, now I completely lost my whole train of thought. Oh, the idea was that, we're trying to go from a lightweight character, not a big, clunky, heavy one, but I wanted to compromise at medium armor, not use anything that affects my athletics, and not use anything that negatively affects my combat speed. We can't use sandals. Maybe that's what I was going into. We can't use sandals because we have robo feet. But we'll go sell all this stuff off, and then we need to find a purple hiver. One of the southern hive. We'll also be on the lookout. We're primarily using our animals that we have to protect the base for now. As we get more and more animals, we'll keep them out there hunting with curtains, but that will also dramatically decrease the difficulty having something like a pickaxe thing following me around. So I'll have to play it by ear about how I want to do that. What is that running around? Oh, those are the robots. One of the cool things about the way we're doing this playthrough, the early grind of getting the skills up, getting a decent amount of equipment, being high enough toughness to kind of roam the world solo-ish safely without, dying to every random thing, is already done. I kind of knocked that out this weekend. Now we're just going on the adventure of selling loot, hating hivers, and recruiting and taming animals of different kinds. And they're paying good price for teeth. Oh wait, no, I want those. Give it back. They're paying extra for the blood rum. Nice. Very nice. We've got a sleeping bag. We got a little food. I did want to buy more regular healing kits. Like the good healing kit was this advanced first aid kit. A little more food. Oh, turn your jobs off. So we had originally set up here. This was our original little base. We still got a little bit of leftover stuff here. What's in this? Nothing. Okay. So now we just want to see if we can skirt the edges of the Royal Valley here and find us one of those southern hivers. Because if I can figure this out, we should be able to get her equipment changed over to purple, which is extremely important. But yeah, she's not a big fan of hivers. They're kind of either thieves or trying to eat you, so we also want to set our sights on a better weapon if we can. We're not going to go fight Catlon. She's got no reason to do that, so odds of us getting a Meitu excuse me, a Meitu Falling Sun are pretty slim. But we might get the Meitu Exile plank if we're willing to switch over to stronger arms. And we got some decent armor with the mercenary getup, so we'll just have to play it by ear. This is kind of a new style of playthrough for me. I don't really like solo playthroughs much because they can be very all in very quick, especially against animals. So we're going to try and find some animals. We've got enough to defend the base. We really shouldn't have any issues with these guys. We need him set to... We're not going to have him forage animals, but we are going to have him do medic. He's going to need to keep them healed. What were you doing over there? And I'm glad that guy's hanging out over here with us. It's so freaky seeing friendly spiders walking around of all things. Hopefully she won't mind that. I don't want to attack them. I don't even know what faction do they belong to. It's going to tell me like tech hunters or just out of luck. Oh, it's got its own. Okay. So maybe we'll take those out. She's very anti-bug. I'll have to ask her. But we've got some new combat animations, and I was a little hesitant at first. But they're definitely sweet. I do like that the heavy weapons users, any of the users using a weapon with decent reach, they seem to lean towards those attacks when there's enough people around them to do the big swinging attacks, and I'm a pretty big fan of that. Some of them are really cool and showy. Overall, very happy with it. Now, what we don't want to do is get caught and eaten by these guys. This would be the worst thing ever. Normally, I don't do reloads, but since this isn't like there's no one to save Kurtains. If she gets knocked out and is dying, she's only going to have animals with her. She'll be hosed. So, unless we decide to have one more human go with her, which isn't the plan, There's a chance I'll reload, but typically I don't do that. It'll really just depend on if it happens 5 minutes into the story or what. Because I put a lot of effort into this playthrough for it to just crash and burn right away. So I don't know if I'd want to do that. Just being honest. There should be one of their villages soon. There it is. I was gonna say I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen any. Oh, that's a lot of them. Oh boy. Oh, get bugga bugga. No, pick him up. What are you doing? And then we're zooming. And they have absolutely no hope of keeping up with me. Looks like they didn't even try. Oh, that didn't work. I thought that was how you colored things, was putting them on people that had that color palette. I guess I'm missing something still. If anybody knows how I can reliably do this short of mods, because I tried mods and that didn't do it either. So if anybody knows how I can reliably get this going, I would appreciate it. I know only certain items can be recolored, but obviously the armored rag skirt can. Oh boy. They did keep trying to keep up. Let's see how this fight goes. We'll put this guy down, take a step back. Ugh, it's not looking good. Yikes. Nah, this is not a winning fight. So that's the other thing too. We're gonna see ourselves retreating a lot more this playthrough. One, just because we can. Like those guys are in the dust. They're not gonna catch me. But two, we're out here on our own. We can't take these big ego fights and just hope for the best. If they, especially if those guys catch us, they'll just eat us. So we're not really down with that. So the next, oh, so here are the hellhounds that I was talking about. There's some adults, and they're all different sizes, it looks like. We don't need to fight them because we already have one, and she's not going to needlessly attack them. So we're just going to escape them. But we can hit more and take a quick nap. Oh yeah, I forgot these guys are mad at us. Made a few mistakes in my time in Morn. It's no big deal. Don't ask questions. Oh, you know what we can do though? This is the coolest part. This is gonna be. I'm gonna have to get a screenshot of this too. We need a beak thing nest. Not dogs. I don't want to head all the way home to do this. Here we go. We can take a quick nap here, and we'll be perfectly safe hanging out with our friend the beak things. It's not really screenshot material, is it? We'll have to see what we can do here. Oh no! Oh no, that is not screenshot material. Why are we sleeping there? What am I doing? I didn't know there were dookies. I didn't know there were dookies. That is not on me. I have never noticed that there are beak thing dookies. Oh man, that's rough. I got her sleeping in beak thing dookie. I'm gonna feel bad about that someday. But yeah, we'll sell some eggs, and then we just need to go looking for different animals. That's really what this playthrough is about: is exploring, checking what kind of freaky animals we can find in different places. We can hit the unwanted zone, and I bet you will find all sorts of stuff. So we're going to do just that. We're going to hit the unwanted zone, see what we can see. It is too bad we can't use stealth. Stealth could have been interesting to use. Crossbows with these kind of legs, being a hunter that way could have been pretty good because we could hunt literally anything. But she wanted to use Falling Sun, so we're going with it. We're playing the understanding of what curtains would be in Kenshi. Except when she played Kenshi, she modded the daylights out of it until until she had training benches that could take her characters up to 500 strength. So she had these like muscle obese hiver like overlords as her minions, and she built an army of those guys, just walking muscle tanks. You know, going through Stobe's garden, or what is it, Stobe's Gamble? Probably need to be on the lookout for some animals here too. Oh, get out of the acid. What are you doing? No, nothing fancy in here. So there's a paint shop here, but I haven't been able to get that mod to work. I'll fiddle with that off stream. I really just want to get purple versions of this armor. Or at least the skirt part. So these guys are not something we have yet. They look kind of tough. They are hostile. That's interesting. Is there like a main one that's bigger and badder than the others? So the hit and run tactics are actually really good with this animation mod because of the charging attacks they've put in. We can kind of play it safe a little bit on some of these. At least till I get a better feel for how strong Curtains is. And we can just head up to Gut. And just be like, bye, we're leaving. Have a nice day. So this is probably another animal we would look at leaving at the base. They're not going to be fast enough to keep up. but they might be good for base defense. They may not be good for that at all. They might just be a weaker character, like a weaker monster that isn't ever going to really be great for fighting, and we're just catching them to keep an exotic menagerie back home. We are truly planning to tame them, though. We're not just going to lock them in cages like some kind of zoo. We're going to keep them fed, take good care of them back home. So, like I said, we don't plan on first aid. Oh, he's a little beat up, so we gotta wait before we can recruit him. Let's see how long till we have a faction interaction. Traders Guild in 19 hours. They might sell us some good stuff. That would be cool. Oh, you haven't got us a bed yet? I need to get him electrical components, iron plates, and a bed. Okay. Have we researched beds? Core. Oh, you know what? I do need to do bloodhounds, so I should be able to, with enough bloodhound teeth, I can get them some weapons and stuff and armor. Okay, hold on. So I need to make sure I do fight those. I have to remember that. And we could use some science here before too long. So this is our Hellhound Finrer. He's an elder at this point, so he's pretty freaking strong. I think we'll probably want to move him and have him go with us. Athletics, his max speed's like 24. That's not going to keep up with us. But we could still bring him with us. How are we doing on food? Ooh, you boys be hongy. They be hongy. Okay, we can get you out of there. Now we're obviously, I mean, obviously naming this guy Reggie. That's just what we're doing. And we'll leave Reggie at the base. And we will also set him to Bodyguard Grace. That just keeps him nearby. It keeps things from getting too sketchy. I do think I want to take some backup with her. Let's take Fenrir for a spin. Fenris is a little bit weaker, so we'll do the two of us together, and we'll turn your jobs off. Well, actually, we'll put you on bodyguard me. Well, curtains. Yikes. So we need a lot of electrical stuff. We're gonna need some food for our home diddly. I haven't been able to get the backpacks mod to work worth a darn either. At least for the modded creatures. So we're just gonna have to deal with that. We'll head to Flats Lagoon. They're not gonna have what we need. We need to head to Katoon. We're gonna be considerably slower, but we won't have the crazy. And Fenrir likes to run off and go his own path. That's fine. They can split up a little bit till we get there. He's, if anything, stronger than Curtains, so he'll be safe. But it's funny they ended up taking wildly different paths. Man, that scared the crud out of me. I was like, what is that? It's our loyal doggo showing up to help. Maggie with the tech hunters. We don't want no problems with the tech hunters. We're still moving pretty quick. We did get our first animal capture, which is sweet. Reggie's definitely a very interesting looking character. Finmer, why are you not? Are you really going to do this to me? You're just not going to eat. Oh, her jobs were on, so she didn't bring food with her. Okay. Fair enough. We'll get you something to eat right quick. Shouldn't be that hard to find a snack. We'll go ahead and pick him up. Don't want him, like, getting sick on us. Yeah, his hunger's going down quick. This is going to be the problem with having them leave base with us. We may just have to leave them at base where there's plenty of food. Or I'll have to pay a lot closer attention and make sure I'm bringing it with me. Surprised we're getting so many loading screens. Turn off fast zone hopping. There's not a lot of reason to do that. We got stuff turned down pretty considerably. Been trying to work on the performance. I used to be, when I was playing Kenshi, I wouldn't get these loading screens. It might be that I need to update my RAM. That might be the problem, is I need to get some upgraded RAM. Because my graphics card can handle way more than this. It's just this game destroys your RAM. If you actually monitor it, it absolutely destroys your RAM. So we're not going to risk a fight while he's low on food. We're going to go get some food, get him taken care of. Hate to see the doggy so hungry. There we go. We'll spend a lot of money on food. Now we can head on down to Kurtains. We need electrical components and iron plates. And I'd like it if we went there together, but you know how that goes. We'll just have Kurtains follow him. That seems simple enough. She moves faster. There's only two of us. It's not like this is going to get hairy doing it like this. And he'll creep ahead of us when he's swimming, but the minute it comes back to running, we'll catch right up. I've never had such a bad time with loading. Oh, I still had Microsoft Edge open. I usually tweet out the, or X, whatever stupid thing you want to call it, tweet the twaddle whenever I go live, just because, you know, it might help. What is going on here? My game does not want to let me click anything. There we go. Traders Guild visit. That shouldn't be an issue, right? Oh. Ha! I have him set to bodyguard her, so that's not going to work. I literally can't have her follow him. They'll run in a circle the whole time. I was like, what's going on here? What's wrong? Somebody stole my dust witch. These guys are rude. And you don't even have spare backpacks. I need a spare backpack. I feel like somebody's got to have me a backpack. Come on. Nope, of course not. Well, that is what we call unfortunate. Bar, we'll check the bar. But I think I just walked all the way here without a backpack, which is all my fault, and messed up everything. Oh, this is Adventurers Guild. Where's the actual barkeep? There you are. Leviathan Pockets. Yep, he can't use that. We're gonna turn his job off because it's just making it weird. Guess it's back to Flats Lagoon. That's obnoxious. So much running around just to try and get electrical bits going. You know, I bet we could just have him get stuff going. What are we fighting here? Band of Bones? No, we'll help the beak guys with this. We don't want no Band of Bones getting in on our beakers. Get dunked on. I'm gonna hold on to this meat for you. You don't look like you need it. Can't take much else. Curtains handing down absolute ass whoopings. Traders Guild is at our outpost. So the guild membership is due? What? I gotta pay to join, I gotta pay taxes, I gotta pay for everything. It's out of control. Absolutely outrageous. Polly, can you move your butt? Alright, well, we had a good hunt there. Let's continue on. We'll grab our backpack from Flats Lagoon and then try this again. I know we got started late, but it's actually about time to wrap up. I may go live again, but I think just we're going to call it a wash today. The air conditioning broke, and I had to have maintenance come in. They always do a killer job, but they had to come in and out, see what's going on. So we'll probably wrap this up once we get there and get our backpack. We can honestly just close up the stream here. I'll go grab that backpack, and then it's just going to be heading out and making sure we have plenty of food for him as we go around. We're going to start checking the unwanted zone more and more. I just want to get more power there for Conroe to do his research. But we honestly could just have him start building stuff. He likes to tinker with stuff anyway, so we'll see. But we'll go ahead and save it up there, and then I will see you guys tomorrow. And I just saved over one of my other games. That's awful. That is beyond awful. But that's okay. We'll move on to Kenshi bum fights for the recorded video. Alright, have a good night, guys.